What's up, YouTube? This is the second video in a very long installment of me playing through every single Halo game in the 5-game series in chronological order, where I do video commentary discussing speculation, news, pretty much anything related to Halo 4. This video series is directly related to my blog, the Reclaimer blog, and pretty much anything I discuss in these videos will be written and discussed in my blog. Alright, enough with the introduction. Today's video topic is going to be Halo 4 weapons and what weapons I think will come back from previous Halo games, what weapons might change, pretty much anything that is weapon related in general. And to start off, I'm going to start off with the big discussion about the Covenant. The war with the Covenant and humans is practically over. They are still in the Halo universe after Halo 3. There are still some, mostly elites, who wish to still fight and wipe out the humans because they still follow the religious values that they believed. So the Covenant isn't necessarily gone entirely from Halo. 343 and Frank O'Connor have clearly stated that they are not done with the Covenant and their story, but whether or not we'll see them in Halo 4, that's yet to be revealed. But the story, from what we know of the trailer and where the story could really head, it doesn't seem like the Covenant will really play that big of a role, unless some halfway through the game, for some reason, some plot turn point, something does change and we do find the Covenant. But from what it seems, Master Chief is on his own. He's going to find some new enemies, and for the most part, for the beginning of the game at least, they probably won't be Covenant, unless there's some huge reveal that Halo 4 actually takes place long after the reveal trailer in the timeline. So Covenant, they might not be in it at all. Weapons, the iconic weapons for the Covenant, the Needler, the plasma rifle, the plasma pistol, they might not make a return at all. But I honestly think that they will, probably in multiplayer for the most part. Campaign, maybe later on out in the story, but from what we know right now, you're probably not going to pick up a Needler for the first couple of levels in the campaign. And that leads me to talk about human weapons and the really big iconic couple of weapons that kind of change throughout every single Halo game. The biggest one that most people want to know about is the pistol, because in Halo 1, Halo Combat Evolved, it was the weapon. If you had a pistol in any game type, whether it was campaign, multiplayer, you were basically even with anybody else who had any other type of a weapon. You were never at a disadvantage in almost any multiplayer game, regardless of what weapon your enemy had. So if he had a rocket launcher, all you had to do was keep your distance, and you could really just take him out from a distance. If you were fighting someone with a sniper, same deal. I wouldn't fight him at a distance, but mid-range you could probably handle them. So the pistol, what 343 is going to do with the pistol is really going to be a game changer for multiplayer. Campaign as well. The pistol was kind of an overpowered weapon in campaign, but for me as a player, the assault rifle was always kind of the go-to weapon regardless of where it was. I felt kind of naked without an assault rifle. Same with the pistol, but not so much, because to take out elites and everything like that, especially in heroic and legendary, the pistol was kind of a pain. The elites were always fairly nimble, but for taking out grunts and jackals and stuff, it was definitely ideal. So the pistol being such a great versatile weapon in the first game, Bungie kind of nerfed it horribly in Halo 2 and almost made it unusable unless you dual-wielded it with a SMG or a plasma rifle or something like that. So I honestly don't think 343 is going to do the Halo 2 pistol at all. If anything, they'll do somewhere a mix between what they did in Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary multiplayer, where it was still a 3-shot pistol, but it didn't have a crazy huge clip. It didn't take people. It was less accurate. It didn't, take out people from across the map with relative ease. But it was still a very deadly mid to close range weapon, and I honestly think if that's the direction. I honestly think that's the direction 343 is going to take with the pistol. Either that, or it could be something closer to what Halo 3 was, because they most likely will be bringing back dual wielding. So if they do that, the pistol's probably going to be somewhere around Halo 3, where it's not crazy overpowered because it is a dual wieldable weapon. Now, I did mention the assault rifle before. The assault rifle is kind of, was kind of the go-to weapon in Halo 3 and Halo 1. Not so much reach. It was definitely versatile in reach, but it was a lot weaker in reach. So people who spawn with an assault rifle typically could be outplayed by anybody with any other weapon. Whereas in Halo 3, if you had an assault rifle, you could, if you played it smart, you could take out anybody. It was kind of like almost like the pistol in Halo 1, except the assault rifle, as you know, is not cannot be used very well at long range. But it was effective up to mid-range distances, which for an assault rifle in the Halo series, it was a bit overpowered in my opinion in Halo 3. If someone who had an assault rifle who wanted to fight someone with a battle rifle, all they had to do was maneuver them in a smart way, and you could get taken out with an assault rifle, even at mid-range distances. So I honestly think that they'll probably keep it somewhere around the Halo 3 level, but probably lessen the damage a little bit, so that it's not that crazy destroy everything weapon regardless of what your enemy has. But I really hope that they don't keep it as weak as it was in reach. Hopefully they buff the accuracy just a little bit, but they keep the strength about the same. So that's the assault rifle. I really hope that that's what they do for that. I really think that they're probably going to keep it the same look style as it was in Halo 3. Maybe, with increased polygon counts and everything like that, they'll make it look a little bit sharper. Nothing as strange looking as Halo Reach, but the assault rifle is considered, the extension of Master Chief's arm in the Halo series. So, the fact that it wasn't in Halo 2 is a huge disappointment to a lot of Halo fans. And they definitely brought it back for 3 because of that reason. And, I don't think it's going to go away, but I do think that the weapon's ability is going to be somewhere around that of Halo 3 and Reach, probably somewhere in between. Pretty much any other weapon that's worth talking about of the humans is probably just like the shotgun, just because that weapon has fluctuated in power throughout all the Halo games as well. It was basically borderline useless in Halo 2. It was really strong in Halo 1. Halo 3 was definitely, I think, the best that it could have been. I don't know about anybody else, but I have difficulty using it in Reach sometimes when turning and shooting someone. I feel like sometimes I get killed or beat down when I really shouldn't have. Yeah, so any weapon that was introduced in Halo Reach hopefully will make a return, but who knows, they might not. It would be nice to have the grenade launcher back. I know the Spartan laser will probably make a return and stuff like that, but those are the big weapons, the human weapons that I think are worth talking about, because they do have a competitive nature to them in matchmaking. They do change all the time throughout the Halo series. How long? Man, I say a lot. I gotta stop doing that. The next big thing that I want to talk about, hopefully I can squeeze it in here in the last couple of minutes, are the introduction of new types of weapons. If the Halo 4 story does revolve around the Forerunners and this new planet, which I seriously hope is Forerunner, so we can learn a little bit more of their history. I haven't gotten around to reading the new series of books that have been released. I think they have 2 books out right now that started with, I believe it's called Primordium, with the that go back about the history of Halo, of the Forerunners, and I seriously think that, I'm not really sure though, I shouldn't really talk about this because I haven't read them yet, but I think it talks about basically the fall of the Forerunners. Anyway, I really want to learn more about them. I mean, we all know why they're not around anymore, because they fired the Halo weapons and everything like that. But if Master Chief ends up on this planet, he's probably not going to be walking around finding assault rifles on the ground, because he's probably the only guy there that's ever been there. So you are most likely going to interact with some type of Forerunner weapons. The only thing that we really know about the Forerunners are what they left behind, and that's the artificial intelligence and the Sentinels, so the Guilty Sparks and, like I said, the Sentinels. And they have weapons that are, you know, beam-based, light-based, kind of like the Covenant weapons. They shoot lasers, I guess you could say. And who knows if we'll find anything else, but I honestly think that they'll probably make a new layer of weapons to add to Halo 4. So far we have the human and the Covenant, and then we have the Sentinel beam. That's the only Forerunner weapon that we've ever interacted with. To my knowledge, I don't think we've ever used anything else. But the addition of maybe a Forerunner sniper, or assault weapon, shotgun, anything like that, that would be very awesome. Alright, so this is the end of my video. If you check out my blog, like this video, all that same YouTube jazz that you hear all the time. If you want to keep updated with Halo 4 and the news and everything like that, and what's to come out of the series, check out my blog, follow it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, it's typical stuff. And happy Haloing.